The following is a presentation of America's Best Racing Films. Meet international model Esther de Jong. First appearing on the cover of Vogue Italy in 1996, de Jong has graced the runway for some of the most prominent international fashion houses in the world. From Calvin Klein, Chanel, Dolce & Gabbana, to Karl Lagerfeld, Marc Jacobs, and Alexander McQueen.
I always enjoyed doing like the Givenchy runway in Paris or Dior when Jong was doing it because it was very theatrical. Chanel, the same. The outfits were elaborate. We would be in the Panthéon in Paris, walking down the stairs, and we had different props to play with, and it was always very special, like different from just kind of going back and forth on a straight runway. Beautiful.
De Jong has starred in advertising campaigns promoting Alberta Ferretti, Christian Dior, Hermes, Prada, and Cavalli. She also happens to be a boutique thoroughbred breeder with a small horse farm situated in the rolling countryside of New Jersey. This is the story of Esther de Jong's debut inside the thoroughbred world. It's a long way from the runways of Paris to the bluegrass of Kentucky. A successful model with a second career plan after the runway is nothing new, but one whose plan isn't a fragrance, handbag, or clothing line, but rather a business model focused on thoroughbred breeding and racing is.
You know, some girls make clothes or soaps or lingerie. I try and do the thoroughbred breeding. It's a little bit different, but it's something I've always had the connection with horses and breeding.
Over 2 years ago, de Jong hatched her plan. She strategically bred her own mare, Susie Sunrise, an iron horse who raced in nearly 60 career races with one of the dominant 3-year-old thoroughbreds of his generation, Escandrea.
I decided to put her dam, Susie Sunrise, with a stallion like Escandrea because he showed an incredible amount of promise in his racing career. So I figured she had a lot of speed, he was more of a long distance. Pedigree-wise, they fitted very nice, and I think hopefully it's a good recipe.
The result welcomed Pink Cashmere, now a 1-year-old filly with an intriguing bloodline, into de Jong's stable. In mere days, Pink Cashmere will step into the sales ring at one of the world's premier thoroughbred auction houses.
This is what I wanted to do, to breed and sell, and hopefully, you know, with Pink Cashmere's dam, Susie, to breed a horse with a lot of durability. So this is it. I guess I have to see what happens. This is my first time as well to sell a thoroughbred in auction, so for me it is as new as I've never sold a horse in auction.
Whether she sells and for how much will determine whether de Jong's plan will come to fruition and whether her brand inside the thoroughbred world is launched.
It would be amazing if the horse would land in the right hands and actually gets a good shot at racing. I have high expectations, I should say. Probably a little too high because I would really like her to sell well and sell to an amazing person, and that next year I will see her in the 2-year-old races. Those are my expectations.
Esther is not alone on this journey, however. Walking each step of the way with her is her 12-year-old son, Oscar. Oscar was present for Pink Cashmere's birth, and like his mother, has been there for every emotional step.
We've, you know, basically watched her grow all the way through until we shipped her off to Brookdale in June.
Together, this is their journey. A shared experience harboring a common dream. Much is at stake. However, on this occasion, the bright lights won't only focus on the Dutch international model and her son. Rather, the spotlight will soon shine brightly upon pink cashmere.
Her being in the sale is more nerve-wracking than getting ready to go out on the runway for any big brand, whether it be a Chanel or a Dior or a Givenchy. This is a big deal, because I think also when I do runway, it's in my hands, and then obviously this is something that I have to watch from afar and hope that all goes well. So it's, I'm actually very nervous.
On the next episode of After the Runway, Esther de Jong's story, the focus moves to Brookdale Farm, where pink cashmere has been stabled and prepared for her auction moment.